Chapter 1. Raimon. This article is about the main protagonist team of the original series' first season. Raimon is the protagonist soccer team of the first season of the Inazuma 11 series. Uniform. Their uniform is a light yellow t-shirt, with blue sleeves and a collar. Fitted along with blue shorts. Their socks are white in the anime and orange in the game, while their cleats are dark green. The goalkeeper uniform is green, with orange long sleeves. The sleeves have two green stripes on them, fitted along with green shorts. On their jerseys, there is a tiny inscription which states the name of their team. The captain's band is orange. The second goalkeeper uniform is powder blue, with black sleeves. The sleeves have two blue stripes on them, fitted along with black shorts. Member. Part 1. Number 1 or 15. Endo Mamoru, goalkeeper, sweeping defender, captain. Number 2. Kazemaru Ichirota, defender. Number 3. Kabayama Higoru, defender. Number 4. Kahano Jin, defender. Number 5. Kuramatsu Teppei, defender, captain after Endo graduated. Number 6. Handa Shinichi, midfielder. Number 7. Shorinji Ayumu, midfielder. Number 8. Shishido Sakichi, midfielder. Number 9. Natsuno Kuisuke, striker. Number 10. Guenji Shua, striker. Number 11. Somioka Ryugo, striker. Number 10 or 12. Megane Kakeru, striker. Number 13. Domon Asuka, defender. Number 14. Kido Yuto, midfielder. Number 16. Ichinos Kazuya, midfielder. Number 21. Yumino Kageto, striker. Number 11. Utsunomiya Torimaru, striker. Joined the team after Endo graduated. Part 2. Number 1 or 5. Tachimaka Yuki, goalkeeper. Number 4. Tsunami Josuke, defender. Number 6. Kogure Yuya, defender. Number 7. Urabe Rika, striker. Number 8. Zaizan Tuko, midfielder. Number 9. Fubuki Shuru, defender. Number 9. Fubuki Atsuya, striker, in Fubuki Shuru. Number 11. Aforo Terumi, striker. Inazuma 11 the movie. The invasion of the strongest army corps ogre. Number 7. Tobataka Seiya, defender. Number 9. Utsunomiya Torimaru, striker. Number 11. Fubuki Shuru, defender. Number 17. Fideo Ardina, striker. Number 18. Kiyama Hiroto, striker. Number 20. Endo Kanan, striker. Matches. Raimon vs Taikoku. The match started with Raimon making decisive passes to each other, keeping possession of the ball. Somioka went for a volley, but was easily caught by Genda. He then threw the ball to Kido and said, "Let's show them." Taikoku's soccer. Kido passed to Jaimon, who made a rapid shot at Endo. He scored, resulting as 1-0 to Taikoku. The first half finished at 10-0 to Taikoku. In the second half, Megane was the only one standing as everyone else was hit with the ball, hurting them so much they were on the ground. Megane ran away and took off his shirt, leaving it in front of Guenji, who was watching. Guenji then saw Endo getting hurt, and ended up putting on the shirt and playing for Raimon. Taikoku's members used Death Zone and Endo saved it for the first time using God Hand. Endo then aggressively threw the ball to the other end of the pitch, where Guenji was running. Guenji kicked the ball to the air, and used Fire Tornado, which scored a goal. The match ended with a score of 20-1 to Taikoku, but they ended up forfeiting the match and Raimon ended up winning. Raimon vs Occult. After beating Taikoku, many teams requested to play a friendly versus Raimon. If Raimon loses, the club would be disbanded. If Raimon wins, they would play in the football frontier. The match started with Barato dribbling Mitsuno. but Shorinji blocked him with a sliding tackle. Occult continued their attack. Sukamura Kenichi shot with Phantom Shoot, but Endo blocked it with God Hand. Raimon begun their counterattack and took advantage of Occult's defense, marking Guenji. Somioka scored twice with his new Hisatsu Dragon Crash, making Raimon at the advantage 2-0. As soon as the match resumed, Occult used the Hisatsu tactics Ghost Lock, which allowed the captain Yukoku to score with Phantom Shoot, reducing the gap to 1 goal. Somioka's Dragon Crash was blocked by Nada's Hisatsu Yugamu Kuokan. Yukoku scored twice, making the comeback 3-2, and scoring a hat-trick, ending the first half. The second half begun with Raimon, who were fighting among themselves. Nada blocked Dragon Crash again. Occult counterattacked, but unfortunately for them, Endo unlocked Ghost Lock and blocked Yukoku's Phantom Shoot with his new Hisatsu Neketsu Punch. Raimon quickly counterattacked and scored with the new combination Hisatsu Shoot of the two strikers, Dragon Tornado, which scored twice to return Raimon to the top. 4-3, and ended the match with Raimon's win. Raimon vs Inazuma KFC. This was a practice match that took place at a football field on the riverbank, which was won by Raimon. Through Inazuma KFC, Somioka learned the Dragon Crash skill. By Guenji. Raimon vs Casemiro. There was a bit of trouble between Inazuma KFC and Casemiro. Endo stepped in and challenged Casemiro to a duel for their bullying behavior. In the end, the Raimon team won and Casemiro was forced to leave the field. Raimon vs Nose. Raimon entered the campaign to qualify for the Football Frontier tournament with his first regional qualifier match against Nose. This was an extremely difficult match when Endo and Raimon's defense had to fight against the terrible attacks of Team Nose. But in the end, Raimon team was able to win with Inazuma Otoshi's skill by combining Guenji and Kabayama. Raimon vs Mikage Senu. After the Nose match, Raimon went on to play in the quarter-finals of the regional qualifier against Mikage Senu, who currently hold the record of not conceding a single goal in all matches. Having carefully studied Raimon's playstyle, Mikage Senu's players easily blocked Raimon's play and took the lead. But thanks to their efforts and the awakening of the entire Mikage Senu team, the Raimon players turned the situation around and won with a score of 2-1. Raimon vs Ichibangai. This was the match before the Raimon team played the regional semi-final against Shuyu Meito, which resulted in the Raimon team winning. Raimon vs Shuyu Meito. Raimon advanced to the semi-finals of the regional qualifiers against Shuyu Meito, the team that defeated Occult in the previous round. Due to Guenji's injury, Megane had a chance to play. Despite many difficulties against this team, Somioka and Megane also brought victory for Raimon team. They then resolved the issue of Shuyu Meito's team cheating on the match results and advanced to the qualifying final against Taikoku. Raimon vs Taikoku. The regional finals with Taikoku finally arrived. Due to Kageyama's plot, the match had to be interrupted for several minutes when the Taikoku players disagreed with their coach's plot. Then the match went on. With the progress he made in the previous game, Raimon had a great match and won 2-1, thereby qualifying for the Football Frontier tournament. Raimon vs Inazuma 11-0. The practice match that took place between Raimon and the members of the legendary Inazuma 11 40 years ago, Raimon's team learned countless other skills. Raimon vs Sengoku Igajima. Raimon's first match in the Football Frontier tournament begins with his ninja technique and a nasty tactic. Sengoku Igajima's team has caused a lot of trouble for Raimon's team. They scored the opening goal first, but thanks to Kazemaru's ecstasy, Raimon's team turned the game around with a skill learned in the match against the legendary Inazuma 11, Ano no Kazamadori. In the end, Raimon won 2-1 and advanced to the quarter-finals. Raimon vs Senbayama. This is the second opponent in Raimon's Fake Football Frontier quarter-finals. With their extremely annoying defensive play, the Senbayama team made almost all of Raimon's offensive efforts pointless. But when Kido gained the trust of Raimon players and led the way for this team, the game turned, and with his innovative new skill, Inazuma Break, Kido created the victory for Raimon. With a score of 2-1 and advanced to the semifinals. Raimon vs Kidokawa Saishu. In the semifinals, Raimon team faced Kidokawa Saishu, one of the strong and long-standing teams of Football Frontier, and also Guenji's old team. With the mobility of the Mukata twins, Kidokawa Saishu overpowered Raimon and scored 3 goals with his various skills. But in the end, thanks to his hard work and the help of a new member joining the team, Ichino's, Raimon team turned the tide and won 4-3 to enter the finals. Raimon vs Zeus. And the final of the Football Frontier tournament also took place, Raimon facing Zeus, the same team that crushed the defending champion Taikoku in the first match of the tournament. With the help of the special water Kageyama created, Team Zeus overwhelmed Raimon throughout the first half with their formidable skills and scored 3 goals. But then, thanks to Endo awakening his Majin the hand skill and fighting spirit, Raimon won 4-3 against Zeus, thereby becoming the champion of the Football Frontier tournament. Raimon vs Gemini Storm, first time. A week after winning the Football Frontier Championship, Team Raimon was embroiled in a new battle, this time with an organization called Elia Gakuen. Upon receiving the news that their school was completely destroyed by a strange group of people calling themselves aliens under the name Gemini Storm, Team Raimon immediately went to the Casimino High School football field and played against the group. This strange person. But in the end they failed badly with a score of 0-20 in their first encounter with this group of people. After this loss, Raimon team also suffered when Handa Shinichi, Shorinji Ayumu, Shishido Sakichi, Mitsuno Kuisuke respectively had to leave the team due to injury. Raimon vs SP Fixers. Because Tuko wanted to test the Raimon team's abilities, she pretended that the entire Raimon team were alien, and challenged them to a duel. A match was extremely difficult when Kazemaru, Kabayama, Somioka respectively were injured and Raimon had to play with a smaller number of players than SP Fixers. But thanks to Kido's tactical judgment, they realized Coach Hitomiko's intentions and eventually won with a score of 2-1. After the match, Tuko joins Team Raimon. Raimon vs Gemini Storm, second time. The second encounter with Gemini Storm Team resulted in the same result as the first encounter. Raimon Team continued to be overwhelmed and scored continuously. Coach Hitomiko immediately changed the strategy by rotating the positions of the players, and this helped Raimon get used to Gemini Storm's shots. At the end of the match with the score 32-0 with the victory going to Gemini Storm, Guenji left the team at the direction of Coach Hitomiko. Raimon vs Hakuren. Hearing that a super striker appeared in Hokkaido, the whole team went to Hakuren School and played with this team to see the strength of this team. The match ended midway when Fubuki unleashed his Eternal Blizzard skill. After the match, Fubuki joins Team Raimon. Raimon vs Gemini Storm, third time. This time, thanks to Fubuki's training guidance in increasing speed, the Raimon players in their third game against Gemini Storm were able to catch up to these players and compete with them. In the end, Raimon Team won 2-1 after two previous defeats. But it's not over yet. Another team named Epsilon appears and takes the place of Gemini Storm Team. Raimon vs Manayuji. This match only appears in the game. This is a friendly match for Raimon to practice and know the strength of this team, resulting in Raimon winning. Raimon vs Epsilon, first time. Epsilon goes to Manayuji High and challenges Team Raimon. The purpose of Epsilon was to use this match to test the strength of Raimon Team. The result was that after leading 1-0, Epsilon Team left. But in the game, the Epsilon Team left when the two teams were still undecided. Since the game is official, this confrontation Epsilon and Raimon are tied. After the match, Kogure officially joined Raimon. Raimon vs Shin Taikoku. Reunited with two former teammates, Sakuma and Genda. But this time they were instigated by Kageyama with the help of Fudo and became Kido's opponents. Sakuma and Genda also learned two forbidden skills, Emperor Penguin No. 1 and Beast Fang make it difficult for Raimon. However, since Fudo didn't do much other than abuse Sakuma and his tricks, the battle quickly turned towards Raimon. They managed to score before Genda could use his ban skill to prevent him from getting seriously injured like Sakuma. In the anime, the match ended in a draw. But in the game it ended in victory for Team Raimon. Since the game is official, this time Raimon wins. After this match, Somioka left the team due to injury when he blocked Sakuma's shot. Raimon vs Osaka Gals. This is a team that challenges Raimon right after the team has just arrived in Osaka, and this match also involves Ichino's and Osaka Gals captain Rika. As a result, Raimon Team won 4-0. After the match, Rika joins Team Raimon. Raimon vs Epsilon, second time. After waiting for Raimon to get stronger, Disarm and the rest of the Epsilon team were waiting at the secret training ground in Naniwa Park and challenged Raimon again. This time, thanks to regular practice times, Raimon Team got much stronger. They competed on par with Epsilon. Epsilon Team then ran out of energy and let Raimon Team take the initiative. In the anime, the match ended in a draw, but in the game Raimon Team won. Since the game is official, this time Raimon won. After this battle, Epsilon was officially expelled from Aliyah Gakuen. After the match, Kuramatsu left the team due to the trauma of meeting Gran. Raimon vs Yokato. While searching for Endo Daisuke's notebook, Raimon had a friendly match with Yokato and won 4-0. After the match, Tachimakai joined Team Raimon. Raimon vs the Genesis, first time. Immediately after receiving the Genesis title, this team made its first mission to find Endo Daisuke's notebook at Yokato High. After defeating Yokato, Raimon took Yokato's place and competed against Genesis, but due to the same strength difference as when they first faced Gemini Storm, Raimon's team was defeated. Kazemaru was later injured by Ulvita and had to leave the team. Unlike in the game. In the anime, this is the time when Kuramatsu gets depressed and leaves the team because he can't stand the pressure of Kazemaru leaving. Raimon vs Umehara. The final friendly match on Team Raimon's adventure. This is the match where Kabayama and Endo created the rock wall dam skill. In the end, Raimon team won. Raimon vs Epsilon Kai, third time. After being expelled from Elia Gakuen and hiding in Okinawa after their loss to Team Raimon in Osaka. Team Epsilon trained frantically and made the most of the Elia meteorite. They show up and challenge Raimon again and call themselves Epsilon Kai, with Disarm moving up to be the striker. Despite being enhanced to the maximum strength with the opening of the Gingnur skill seal. In the end, the Epsilon Kai players still failed with the timely return of Guenji and the Bakunetsu Storm skill. After the match, the Epsilon players withdrew and said they would one day play again with Raimon. The appearance of Gazelle as punishment for the Epsilon Kai team didn't appear at all, and it has no effect on the actual plot of the game. Raimon vs Robot Guards. After finding Elia Gakuen's base, Team Raimon encountered Elia Gakuen's defense force, which are 11 robots in the Robot Guards team. There was a change in the game when Endo and Tachimakai switched places as goalkeeper, Endo playing in the new position of libero. Kido with the new skill Death Zone 2 and Fubuki with the new skill Wolf Legend both scored against the Robot Guards team, helping Raimon team win and advance to the last place of the Elia Gakuen organization. Raimon vs the Genesis, second time. Finally, the battle that decided the fate of the whole world with the Genesis team took place right at the Elia Gakuen base. With his new skill Mugen the Hand, Tachimakai stopped Elia Gakuen's ultimate weapon, Supernova, and at the same time, the spirit of Raimon players merged into one to help Endo perform the skill. Earth and knock out goalkeeper Nero. Seeing that Gran was too hesitant and indecisive, Kira Seijiru gave Ulvita the role of captain and gave her orders to win. However, Raimon team won the final victory with a score of 4-3. After the battle, the entire Elia Gakuen base was destroyed because Kenzaki Ryuichi pressed the self-destruct button and took the remaining Elia meteorites to flee to carry out his plan. Seijiru was arrested and the Elia Gakuen organization was officially disbanded. Raimon vs Inazuma 11 Ob, the second time. As soon as they returned to Tokyo after their victory over Genesis, they returned to Raimon High and were surprised that no one was here and only one showed up. This man said that because Raimon School needs a long time to repair, the school will temporarily suspend students until this work is completed, and he also said that the principal needs to meet Natsumi at the same time. Also called Aki and Haruna to follow him about organizing a celebration party for the team. The team then went to meet Kazemaru and the others to tell the good news, but they were nowhere to be found. Suddenly the members of Elia Gakuen suddenly attacked them. Detectives Onigawara, Furukabu and the police arrived and aided Raimon team members against the members of this organization. Soon after they went to meet Prime Minister Zaizan Sosuke and Tuko, through the video that Mr. Tsuchiru showed everyone. Kenzaki Ryuichi let the Raimon team and the others know that he escaped from the explosion and brought the explosions with him. Fragments left over from the Elia meteorite create Supermen stronger than Genesis, namely the Dark Emperors, in addition to the fact that he is holding 3 managers hostage. Team Raimon immediately returned to the school. They found 3 managers being held hostage. Not only the 3 managers were arrested but everyone in Raimon School was held hostage. Immediately appeared a group of strange black-robed people to challenge Raimon's team. The match lasted for 1 round and Raimon won. The 3 managers were freed. When Tuco came to take off their robes, suddenly, it was the members of Inazuma 11 Ob. They said that they were suddenly arrested and don't know why they appeared here. Raimon vs Dark Emperors. While the Raimon team was still not sure what had just happened, suddenly a line of helicopters landed on the school. From above, their former teammates suddenly appeared on the football field and were even more surprised when they appeared with Ryuichi and his gang. Kazemaru, now made stronger by the meteorite Alea, challenged Raimon to a duel, and once again the fate of the world was decided by this duel. With his superior strength, the Dark Emperors easily overwhelmed Raimon. The Dark Phoenix skill injured Tachimakai. Endo is now replacing Tachimakai as goalkeeper and wants his teammates to regain their sense of self. After many times of fighting with themselves, the entire Dark Emperors team finally realized Endo's love of football and regained consciousness. The Alea meteorite was broken and Ryuichi was captured. Kazemaru thanks Endo for helping him regain his sense of self. Raimon vs Diamond Dust. The Alea Gakuen organization has been destroyed, but the teams related to this organization are still there. In addition to the two disbanded Gemini Storm and Genesis teams, the three Epsilon Chi, Diamond Dust and Prominence teams are still there. Epsilon Chi, after the loss in Okinawa, disappeared and did not appear again in the entire later storyline of the second part. This time, Endo went into the forest at the foot of Mount Fuji and met Gazelle, the captain of the Diamond Dust team. He challenged Endo and Fubuki and promised to go to the deepest part of the forest to compete. As a result, Team Raimon won and Gazelle and Team Diamond Dust continued to hide. In the anime, two teams Diamond Dust and Raimon played against each other in Tokyo and the match ended in a 2-2 draw. Raimon vs Prominence. Similar to Diamond Dust. Burn, the captain of Prominence team, also challenged Endo and Guenji to the deepest part of the forest to compete. As a result, Team Raimon won and Burn and Team Prominence continued to hide. In the anime, Team Prominence has no significant activity in the Alea Gakuen organization. Raimon vs Jukai team. A group of people lost their way in the labyrinth in the forest at the foot of Mount Fuji and they couldn't find their way out. Endo and Team Raimon came across them by chance. It was the Jukai team. They challenged Raimon to a duel. This Jukai team also gained some of its power from the debris of the Alea meteorite. The end result was that Raimon team won. Raimon vs Chaos team. Chaos, the team that combines the best members of Diamond Dust and Prominence with Burn as the captain, appeared at Taikoku High. They challenged Raimon again, but again Raimon won. Gazelle and Burn through the match also saw Endo's passion for football, which they did not have, and promised Endo in the future to play with that same spirit. Chaos is also the last force of the Alea Gakuen organization. In the anime, Chaos also played against Raimon at Taikoku. When Team Chaos was leading 11-7 when Gran appeared to interrupt the match and punish Team Chaos for the teaming of Diamond Dust and Prominence. The end. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribes for new video.